Speak, ladies and gentlemen. There comes a moment in every personandapos life when they have to make a choice. You can keep chasing approval, comparing your journey to everyone else andapos, and letting outside opinions determine your direction. Or you can decide that your greatest investment is yourself. The truth is, success does nandapos begin when the world notices you. Success begins the day you stop looking for permission to become who you andapos, capable of being. Many people spend years trying to impress others while neglecting the one person they should be developing, themselves. They want recognition before they andapos. They've built the discipline to deserve it. They want applause before they andapos, bastard consistency. But the world rewards value, not wishes. It responds to the person you andapos become, not the promises you andapos. Focusing on yourself is nandapos, selfish. Itandapos, responsible. When you become stronger, wiser, healthier, and more disciplined, everyone around you benefits. Your family gains stability. Your friends gain inspiration. Your community gains leadership. The best way to help others tomorrow is to become your strongest self today. There will always be distractions. Social media will convince you that everyone else is winning. Critics will tell you your dreams are unrealistic. Even people who care about you may not understand your vision. The tandapos, why your focus cannot depend on external validation. It must come from an internal commitment that refuses to quit. Winning is nandapos, about defeating other people. The greatest victory is overcoming the version of yourself that settles for comfort, makes excuses, and gives up too soon. Every day, you choose discipline over distraction, learning over complaining, and action over procrastination. You andapos, already winning. The road one andapos at always be exciting. Most breakthroughs happen during ordinary days when no one is watching. Itandapos, waking up early when you andapos, rather sleep. Itandapos, practicing when no one applauds. Itandapos, improving when no one notices. These quiet moments create extraordinary results. Remember, your future is nandapos, built in one dramatic decision. Itandapos, built through thousands of small choices repeated consistently. Every book you read, every skill you develop, every promise you keep to yourself becomes another brick in the foundation of your success. So stop worrying about being ahead of everyone else. Be more concerned about becoming better than you were yesterday. Keep learning, keep growing, keep building, stay focused on your purpose, protect your peace, and continue investing in yourself. One day, people will call you lucky, but you, an apostle, know the truth. You simply refuse to stop focusing on becoming the person your dreams required. One of the biggest obstacles to personal growth is the constant need for approval. From a young age, many people are taught to seek praise, fit in, and avoid disappointing others. Over time, this creates a habit of measuring self-worth by the opinions of friends, family, coworkers, or even strangers. The problem with living this way is that your confidence becomes dependent on something you cannot control. People andapos, opinions change. Their expectations differ. What one person admires, another may criticize. If you allow your identity to be shaped by every outside voice, you andapos will spend your life changing direction instead of moving toward your purpose. True confidence begins the moment you realize that your value is not determined by applause, but by the character you build every day. The people who create meaningful success understand that approval is temporary, but personal growth lasts a lifetime. They don't andapos, waste energy trying to convince everyone they are capable. Instead, they quietly invest in becoming capable. They read books while others scroll endlessly through social media. They practice their skills when no one is watching. They improve their habits instead of polishing their image. Speak, they understand that the strongest foundation is built in private long before it is recognized in public. The goal is not to appear successful, but to become someone whose actions naturally produce success. Seeking approval often leads to fear. You hesitate to start because you andapos worried about criticism. You avoid taking risks because failure might damage your reputation. You stay in situations that no longer help you because you andapos are afraid of disappointing people. This fear slowly becomes a prison. Dreams remain ideas, Talents remain hidden and opportunities pass by because you andapos, waiting for someone else andapos permission. The truth is, no one can give you the confidence you andapos are searching for. Confidence is earned by keeping promises to yourself. Every time you choose courage over comfort, you strengthen your belief in your own ability. Building yourself requires a different mindset. Instead of asking, and quote, will people like this? And quote, begin asking, and quote, will this help me grow? And quote, shift your attention from impressing others to improving yourself. Learn a new skill, strengthen your health. Improve your communication. Develop emotional resilience. Build financial discipline. Every small improvement increases your ability to handle bigger opportunities in the future. Growth may not attract immediate attention, but it creates lasting transformation. There will always be people who misunderstand your choices. Some will question why you andapos are spending so much time learning, training, or working toward goals they cannot yet see. Others may even discourage you because your growth reminds them of the changes they have in andapos made in their own lives. Don't andapos. Mistake their doubt for your limitation. Their perspective is based on what they know, not on what you andapos are capable of becoming. Stay committed to your vision even when it isn't andapos popular. Great achievements often begin with decisions that few people understand. Building yourself also means accepting responsibility for your own progress. Instead of blaming circumstances, focus on what you can control. You can andapos, control the economy, other people andapos, opinions, or unexpected setbacks, but you can control your attitude, your effort, your habits, and your willingness to keep learning. Every day gives you another opportunity to become a little stronger, a little wiser, and a little more disciplined than you were yesterday. As you continue investing in yourself, something remarkable happens. You stop needing constant reassurance because your confidence comes from evidence, not compliments. You know the hours you andapos have spent practicing. You know the sacrifices you andapos made. You know the obstacles you andapos have overcome. That quiet confidence cannot be taken away by criticism because it is rooted in experience. Eventually, the same people whose approval you once chased may begin to admire your progress, but by then their opinions will no longer define your direction. Your focus will remain on becoming the person your purpose demands, and that commitment will carry you farther than approval ever could. Motivation feels exciting because it fills you with energy, confidence, and the belief that anything is possible. It often arrives after watching an inspiring video, reading a great book, or hearing someone else andapos' success story. But motivation is an emotion, and like every emotion, it comes and goes. Some mornings you wake up ready to conquer the world, while on others you struggle to take the first step. If your progress depends only on how motivated you feel, your results will always be inconsistent. The people who achieve extraordinary success understand this truth early. They don't andapos, wait to feel inspired before they act. They build discipline so that action becomes automatic, regardless of their mood. Discipline is the ability to keep your commitments even when excitement fades. It is choosing to do what needs to be done because you know it aligns with your purpose. Speak. Speak while motivation asks, and quote, do I feel like doing this today? And quote, discipline asks, and quote, what kind of person do I want to become? End quote. That shift in thinking changes everything. Instead of making decisions based on temporary feelings, you begin making them based on long-term values. Every disciplined action strengthens your character and brings you one step closer to the future you want to create. Many people believe successful individuals are simply more motivated than everyone else, but the andapos rarely the case. They experience doubt, fatigue, frustration, and disappointment just like anyone else. The difference is that they refuse to let those feelings decide their actions. They understand that consistency matters more than intensity. A single day of hard work won't andapos transform your life, but months and years of disciplined effort will. Success is rarely the result of one extraordinary moment. It is the outcome of ordinary actions repeated with extraordinary consistency. Developing discipline starts with small promises to yourself. Wake up when you said you would, finish the workout you planned, read a few pages every day, complete the important task before getting distracted. These actions may seem insignificant at first, but they build trust in yourself. Every time you keep a promise, you strengthen the belief that you are someone who follows through. That self-trust becomes the foundation for greater challenges and bigger achievements. Discipline also requires learning to embrace discomfort. Growth almost never feels comfortable because it demands change. There will be days when Yuandapos rather stay in bed than exercise, when entertainment seems easier than studying, or when giving up feels more appealing than continuing. Those moments are not obstacles to discipline. They are the very opportunities that build it. Every time you choose the harder but more meaningful path, you train your mind to value progress over comfort. Over time, what once felt difficult becomes part of your identity. Another important aspect of discipline is creating an environment that supports your goals. Remove unnecessary distractions, organize your workspace, establish routines, and surround yourself with people who encourage growth. While discipline is ultimately a personal choice, your environment can either strengthen or weaken that choice. Make it easier to succeed by designing your daily life around the habits you want to maintain instead of relying on willpower alone. There will be setbacks. You will miss a day, lose momentum, or make mistakes. Discipline does not mean perfection, it means returning to your path without making excuses. Don't end up let one bad decision become a reason to abandon your progress entirely. Every new day is another opportunity to choose consistency again. The people who eventually reach their goals are not those who never stumble, but those who keep getting back up. As discipline becomes part of your daily life, Yuandapos will notice something remarkable. You no longer need constant inspiration to move forward because your habits carry you through the difficult days. Progress becomes steady instead of unpredictable. Your confidence grows because itandapos, supported by repeated action, not temporary emotion. In time, others may admire your determination and wonder how you stay so motivated, but Yuandapos, know the truth. Your success was never built on motivation alone. It was built on the quiet daily discipline of doing what mattered, even when no one was watching and even when you did nandapos feel like it. We live in a world that constantly competes for our attention. Every notification, message, headline, and endless stream of content is designed to pull your focus away from what truly matters. The greatest challenge today is not a lack of opportunity, but a lack of concentration. Many people have incredible dreams and enormous potential, yet they struggle to make meaningful progress because their attention is scattered across too many things. Speak. The ability to protect your focus has become one of the most valuable skills you can develop. Without it, even the best plans remain unfinished. With it, ordinary effort can produce extraordinary results. Distractions rarely appear as obvious obstacles. They often arrive disguised as harmless entertainment, unnecessary conversations, or tasks that feel productive but contribute little to your long-term goals. A few minutes spent checking social media quickly become an hour. One unnecessary interruption breaks your momentum. Constantly switching between tasks drains your mental energy and makes it difficult to produce your best work. Every distraction demands a small piece of your attention, and over time those small losses become the difference between success and regret. The people who accomplish remarkable things understand that focus is not about doing everything. It is about choosing what deserves your attention and having the discipline to ignore what does not. Every anquat isandquat to something unimportant is often a anquat noanquat to something meaningful. When you understand your purpose, making these decisions becomes easier. You stop chasing every opportunity and begin investing your energy where it creates the greatest impact. A focused life is not a limited life. It is a life directed toward what matters most. Comparison is one of the most dangerous distractions because it shifts your attention from your own journey to someone else's highlight reel. Itandapos. Easy to believe Yuandapos are falling behind when you constantly measure your progress against people whose struggles you cannot see. Every individual has a different starting point, different challenges, and a different timeline. The moment you compare your chapter 2 with someone else's chapter 20, you lose sight of your own progress. Instead of asking why someone else is succeeding faster, ask whether you are becoming better than you were yesterday. Real growth is measured against your past self, not against another person's achievements. Protecting your focus also means learning to say no. Not every invitation deserves acceptance. Not every argument requires your response. Not every opportunity aligns with your purpose. Saying no is not selfish. It is a declaration that your time and energy have value. Every successful person has learned that guarding their schedule is essential, because time is the one resource that can never be replaced. Once a day has passed, no amount of effort can bring those hours back. Creating an environment that supports concentration is equally important. Remove unnecessary distractions before they have the chance to interrupt your progress. Turn off notifications during important work. Keep your workspace organized. Set specific times for checking emails and messages instead of reacting to every alert. Small changes in your daily environment can produce significant improvements in your ability to concentrate. When your surroundings encourage focus instead of distraction, your mind naturally follows. There will always be moments when your attention drifts. No one maintains perfect focus every second of every day. The key is recognizing when you have been distracted and gently returning to what truly matters. Don't waste energy feeling guilty about lost time. Instead, recommit yourself to the task in front of you. Every time you redirect your attention back to your purpose, you strengthen your ability to remain focused in the future. Like any skill, concentration improves with consistent practice. As you become more intentional with your attention, you'll begin to notice changes in every area of your life. Your work becomes deeper, your relationships become more meaningful, and your goals begin to move from imagination to reality. You stop reacting to everything happening around you and start creating the future you truly want. The world will never stop offering distractions, but you always have the choice of where to place your attention. Protect that choice with determination, because your focus is the bridge between your potential and your success. The most successful people in any field are not simply those who work the hardest. They are the ones who continually build skills that solve problems, create value, and make a meaningful difference. In Todayandapos, fast-changing world, opportunities donandapos belong to the loudest voices or the people with the biggest dreams alone. They belong to those who have developed the ability to contribute in ways that others cannot. If you want to create lasting success, stop asking how you can become more impressive and start asking how you can become more valuable. Value is what people seek, respect, and reward. The more value you create, the more opportunities naturally come your way. Many people spend years chasing shortcuts to success. They search for secret formulas, overnight results, or quick recognition. Yet the people who build extraordinary careers understand that lasting achievement is earned through continuous learning. Every new skill you develop becomes another tool that increases your ability to overcome challenges and seize opportunities. Whether attendapos, improving your communication, strengthening your leadership, mastering technology, solving complex problems, or learning to think critically, every skill adds another layer to the person you are becoming. No effort spent improving yourself is ever wasted, because knowledge compounds over time. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing that talent alone determines success. Talent may open a door, but skill keeps that door open. Natural ability can give someone an early advantage, but disciplined practice allows ordinary people to achieve extraordinary results. Every expert was once a beginner. Every confident speaker once struggled with nervousness. Every successful entrepreneur once lacked experience. What separated them from others was not perfection, but the willingness to learn, practice, and improve day after day. They understood that progress comes from repetition, patience, and the courage to remain a student even after achieving success. Building valuable skills also requires humility. You must be willing to admit what you don't know. Pride often convinces people that asking questions makes them look weak. But the opposite is true. Those who ask thoughtful questions grow faster because they are open to learning. Every mentor, every book, every mistake, and every experience becomes a teacher when you approach life with curiosity. Growth begins the moment you replace the desire to appear knowledgeable with the desire to become knowledgeable. Another important aspect of becoming valuable is learning skills that cannot easily be replaced. Technology continues to evolve and industries continue to change, but qualities such as emotional intelligence, effective communication, adaptability, integrity, creativity, and leadership remain essential in every generation. These abilities help you build trust, solve conflicts, inspire others, and adapt to new challenges. Technical knowledge may help you enter a profession, but these human skills help you thrive regardless of how the world changes around you. As you develop your abilities, remember that learning without application has limited impact. Reading books, attending courses, and watching educational videos are valuable, but knowledge only creates results when it is put into practice. Every opportunity to apply what you Andapos have learned strengthens your understanding and increases your confidence. Don't Andapos. Wait until you feel completely ready before taking action. Real learning happens through experience. Every project you complete, every challenge you face, and every mistake you correct becomes part of your education. Building valuable skills is not a one-time goal, it is a lifelong commitment. The moment you believe you have learned enough is the moment your growth begins to slow. Speak. Speak, the world will continue changing, and those who continue learning will always be better prepared for the future than those who rely only on past achievements. Stay curious, remain teachable, and never become comfortable with standing still. Every day offers an opportunity to improve in some way, no matter how small. Over time, something remarkable begins to happen. People stop noticing only your ambition and start recognizing your ability. They trust you with greater responsibilities because you Andapos have demonstrated competence, reliability, and wisdom. Opportunities seem to appear more frequently, not because you became lucky, but because your preparation finally met the right moment. When you consistently invest in building skills that make you valuable, success is no longer something you chase. It becomes the natural result of the person you have worked so hard to become. Consistency is one of the rare qualities that separates those who dream from those who achieve. Anyone can work hard when they feel inspired, when people are cheering them on, or when there is an immediate reward waiting at the finish line. The real test of character begins when the excitement fades, the audience disappears, and the results are nowhere in sight. It is in those quiet moments when nobody is watching that your future is truly being shaped. Success is not built on the days you feel unstoppable. It is built on the ordinary days when you choose to keep going despite boredom, fatigue, and uncertainty. Many people underestimate the power of small, repeated actions because they expect progress to be dramatic. They want instant transformation, quick recognition, and visible success. But the greatest achievements rarely happen overnight. They are the result of countless unseen efforts accumulated over time. Every workout completed before sunrise, every page read after a long day, every hour spent practicing a skill, and every decision to stay focused instead of giving in to distractions becomes another brick in the foundation of future success. Individually, these actions may seem insignificant, but together they create a life that looks extraordinary from the outside. The challenge with consistency is that it often feels unrewarding in the beginning. You may work for weeks or even months without seeing noticeable results. During this period, it is easy to question whether your efforts are making any difference. This is where many people give up. They mistake the absence of visible progress for the absence of real progress. In reality, growth is taking place beneath the surface. Just as a tree develops strong roots before it grows tall branches, your discipline, knowledge, and resilience are strengthening long before others can see the evidence. Trust the process, even when the results are invisible. One of the greatest dangers is allowing your standards to change based on who is watching. It is easy to perform well when someone is evaluating your work or when recognition is guaranteed. True integrity, however, is revealed by what you do when there is no applause, no reward, and no accountability except your own conscience. The habits you maintain in private eventually become the reputation you carry in public. Excellence is never an accident. It is the natural outcome of repeatedly choosing your highest standard, even when no one would notice if you settled for less. Consistency also builds confidence in a way that compliments never can. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your belief in your own reliability. You begin to trust that you will follow through regardless of how you feel. This self-trust becomes an incredible source of strength because it is earned through action rather than words. Confidence is not created by telling yourself that you are capable. It is created by proving it to yourself through consistent effort over time. Each disciplined decision becomes evidence that you are becoming the person you want to be. Speak. There will be days when you are tired, discouraged, or tempted to take shortcuts. There will be moments when it seems like everyone else is moving ahead while your progress feels slow. During these times, remember that comparison is a distraction from your own journey. Focus on today's responsibility instead of tomorrow's reward. Ask yourself what one meaningful action you can complete today, then do it with excellence. The accumulation of these daily victories is what eventually produces extraordinary outcomes. Another important truth is that consistency is not the same as perfection. You will make mistakes. You will have unproductive days. You may even lose momentum from time to time. What matters is not avoiding failure but refusing to stay there. Missing one day does not erase months of progress unless you allow it to become a habit. The strongest people are not those who never stumble. They are those who return to their purpose quickly and continue moving forward without making excuses. Resilience is built through the decision to begin again every time life knocks you off course. As the months and years pass, the results of your consistency become impossible to ignore. The skills you quietly practiced become your expertise. The discipline you developed becomes your reputation. The sacrifices you made in private become the achievements others admire in public. People may only see the moment you succeed, but they will never fully understand the countless unseen choices that made that moment possible. Stay faithful to your purpose even when the journey feels lonely. Continue showing up with the same commitment whether anyone is watching or not, because the habits you build in silence are the ones that will one day speak louder than words. Success is often viewed as a destination, a single moment when everything finally comes together. People imagine that one promotion, one business breakthrough, one opportunity, or one achievement will suddenly transform their lives. But lasting success is not created by a single event. It is created by continuous growth. The people who accomplish extraordinary things are not those who reach a certain level and stop learning. They are the ones who remain committed to becoming better every day. They understand that growth is not something you do until you succeed. It is something you continue, because it is the foundation of success itself. When you make personal development a lifelong habit, success stops being a matter of luck and becomes the natural outcome of who you have become. Every day presents an opportunity to improve, even if the progress seems small. You can strengthen your knowledge by reading a few pages, sharpen your skills through deliberate practice, improve your health by making better choices, or develop your mindset by learning from challenges instead of complaining about them. These daily improvements may not attract attention, but they create momentum. Just as a river slowly shapes solid rock through constant movement, consistent personal growth gradually transforms your character, your abilities, and your future. The small actions you repeat today determine the opportunities you will be prepared for tomorrow. One of the greatest obstacles to growth is believing that you already know enough. The moment you stop learning is the moment your progress begins to slow. The world changes constantly. Industries evolve, technology advances, new challenges appear every year. Those who refuse to adapt are eventually left behind, not because they lack intelligence, but because they stopped growing. Humility is one of the most valuable qualities a person can possess because it keeps the mind open. A teachable person continues asking questions, seeking wisdom, and improving regardless of how much success they have already achieved. Growth also requires the courage to leave your comfort zone. Comfort feels safe because it demands very little from you, but it also limits your potential. You cannot develop new strengths while repeating the same routines that no longer challenge you. Every meaningful improvement begins with discomfort. Learning a new skill feels awkward at first. Taking on greater responsibility can feel overwhelming. Facing criticism while trying something new may test your confidence. Yet these uncomfortable moments are not signs that you are failing. They are evidence that you are expanding beyond your current limits. Every challenge you overcome increases your capacity for future success. Failure plays an important role in continuous growth. Too many people treat mistakes as proof that they are not capable, when in reality, mistakes are often the greatest teachers. Every setback contains valuable lessons if you are willing to examine it honestly. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" begin asking, "What can this teach me?" That single shift in perspective transforms disappointment into education. The people who eventually succeed are not those who avoid failure, but those who refuse to let failure stop their development. Every obstacle becomes another opportunity to become wiser, stronger, and more resilient. Another essential part of growth is surrounding yourself with people who challenge you to improve. Spend time with individuals who encourage excellence, inspire discipline, and speak truth instead of comfort. Learn from mentors who have walked the path before you. Read books written by people who have achieved what you aspire to accomplish. Listen carefully, remain curious, and never allow pride to prevent you from receiving valuable guidance. Your environment influences your mindset, and your mindset shapes your future. Patience is equally important in the journey of growth. In a world that celebrates instant results, it is easy to become discouraged when progress seems slow, but meaningful success takes time because character cannot be rushed. Skills require practice. Wisdom develops through experience. Trust is earned through consistency. The strongest foundations are built carefully, one day at a time. Do not judge your future based on today's visible results. Judge it by the direction you are moving and the habits you are building. Every day you continue growing, you are increasing the likelihood of future success. As you remain committed to constant improvement, something remarkable begins to happen. Challenges that once seemed impossible become manageable because you have become stronger. Opportunities that once felt out of reach begin to appear because you are finally prepared for them. Confidence grows because it is supported by experience rather than wishful thinking. People may describe your achievements as fortunate or unexpected, but they will not see the years of learning, discipline, persistence, and quiet growth that made those achievements possible. Keep growing even when progress feels slow, even when recognition is absent, and even when the path is difficult. If you refuse to stop learning, refuse to stop improving, and refuse to stop moving forward, success eventually becomes more than a possibility. It becomes an inevitable result of the person you have chosen to become. As we come to the end of this message, remember one simple truth. Your greatest competition has never been the people around you. It has always been the person you were yesterday. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop seeking approval, and stop allowing distractions to steal your future. Every day is another opportunity to grow stronger, think wiser, and act with greater purpose. The life you want will not be built by occasional effort. It will be built by the choices you make when no one is watching, by the discipline you practice when motivation disappears, and by the commitment to keep learning long after others have settled. Success is not reserved for the most talented or the luckiest. It belongs to those who refuse to stop becoming better. So protect your focus. Invest in your skills. Stay consistent through every challenge. Keep growing even when progress feels invisible. Trust that every small step you take today is preparing you for opportunities you cannot yet see. One day, people will notice your success, but they won't see the countless mornings you chose discipline over comfort, the nights you chose growth over excuses, or the moments you kept believing when no one else did. And that's perfectly fine, because the greatest victories are earned long before they are recognized. From this moment forward, make a decision that you will never stop investing in yourself. Keep your eyes on your purpose, your heart committed to the journey, and your mind focused on becoming the best version of yourself. Stay patient, stay humble, stay relentless, focus on you until you win, and then keep growing, because your greatest success will always be the person you become along the way. Thank you.